start off by making these flowers. First, we're gonna make the magic ring. So wrap the yarn around your fingers like this. Then grab your hook and pull the second one to the front and twist it. After that, yarn over and pull through the loop and you make one chain. Now remove the ring from your fingers. And let's make single crochets. To make single crochet, insert your hook into the ring. Then pull the yarn. You got 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. And you make 1 single crochet. Repeat this for 5 times, so there will be 5 single crochets. Now I finished making the second one, and now the third one. Please make 5 single crochets. And then we will close the ring. So to close it, pull the tail, and you will get like this. Now find the first single crochet that you made and insert your hook into that stitch. Now grab another yarn and make a slip knot. You will have to tie the yarn like this. Now you got a loop, so adjust the size and put the loop on the hook and attach the yarn. So to attach it, you will have to pull that loop through the yellow stitches, so like this. And now let's move on to making the petals. To make the first petal, make 2 chains, yarn over and pull through, and again yarn over and pull through. So now you made 2 chains. Then we'll make a double crochet. So in this stitch, yarn over and insert your hook into that stitch. Then pull the yarn and pull up. Now you got 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. Then chain 2 again and make a slip stitch in the same stitch. So insert your hook into the same stitch and pull the yarn and pull through the loop, and you make a slip stitch. Now you got a petal, and to make the second petal you will have to slip stitch next, slip stitch into the next stitch like this, and just repeat the pattern, which is making 2 chains, then 1 double crochet. And while I make the double crochet, I will bring these tails together and I will crochet them together like this. I will show you guys. So yarn over, insert your hook and put those tails on your hook like this. Then make the double crochet. So what I'm doing is I'm weaving the ends while I'm also making stitches. So after the double crochet, chain 2 and slip stitch in same stitch. And now you got the second petal. So to make the next one, make a slip stitch into the next stitch and repeat this whole step. So you will have to repeat this petal pattern for 5 times. So there will be 5 petals. Now I'm at the start. So I'm gonna chain 1 and cut the yarn. And I will hide the tail on the wrong side of the flower. And also don't forget to cut these tails. Now let's make the stem for this flower. So grab your green yarn and make a slip knot. And then attach the yarn between the petals. You can attach it wherever you want. For me, I chose this place and I'm gonna attach the yarn like this. And now make a total of 15 chains. So yarn over and pull through and you make 1 chain. So continue making like this until you got a total of 15 chains. After 15 chains, turn the chains and you will see these back bumps, and we will crochet in those back bumps. So to make a slip stitch, find the second back bump and insert your hook into it. You know, this can be a little bit tough because the stitch is tight. So here, insert your hook like this and make a slip stitch. And repeat this process again. So in this next back bump, insert your hook and make a slip stitch. So what you have to do is just make slip stitch in each and every bump. For those if you can't crochet slip stitches in these stitches, just make slip stitches normally in the chains. The reason why I chose this stitch is because this stitch seems neat and tidy compared to normal slip stitches in the chains, but you can use whatever you want. So you will get like this after making slip stitches. So when you reach the start, chain 1 and cut the yarn, and don't forget to weave in the ends. After weaving in the ends, this flower part is finished, and you can use any colors to make this flower. And now let's make mini sunflower, and for this you will need brown yarn, and as usual make a magic ring, and this time we will make 2 chains. So 1 and 2. Then remove the ring from your fingers and let's make half double crochets. To make half double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook into the ring, pull the yarn. You got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, and you make 1 half double crochet. In total, you will have to make 7 half double crochets. When you finished making 7 half double crochets, pull the tail to close the ring, and then find the second chain from the first 2 chains that you made in the beginning, and insert your hook in the second chain, and then grab the yellow yarn and make a slip knot. Then attach the yellow yarn like this. And now let's make the petals of the sunflower. To make this, chain 3 and make a slip stitch into the next stitch. And you will have to repeat this again, chain 3 and make a slip stitch into the next stitch. So repeat this pattern until you reach the start. Now I'm at the start, so I'm just gonna chain 1 and cut the yarn, and this time you will have to weave in the ends a lot. There will be 4 tails, so I will tie them and then weave in the ends like this. For the stem of sunflower, please follow the stem of the previous flower, which is making 15 chains and making slip stitches in each and every stitch. Now let's make these tiny lavenders. Grab your green yarn and make a slip knot. After that, make 23 chains or more. If you add more chains, your lavender will be longer, but I would recommend you to chain until 25, because if you chain more, the lavender will bend over the other flowers. So yeah, for me, I will make 23 chains. After making 23 chains, skip the first stitch or the first back bump and make slip stitch in each and every back bump or each and every stitch, which is also the same like what you did for the stem. I think in this footage you will see the back bumps more clearly. Now I finished making slip stitches, and now I'm gonna attach another yarn. So bring your purple yarn and make a slip knot, and after that attach it like this. Then let's repeat the pattern for lavender. What you have to do is make 2 chains and then make a slip stitch into the stitch. So the stitch will look like the chain or the V, the upside down V. So insert your hook into that V stitch and make a slip stitch. After that, 2 chains again, make 2 chains again and make a slip stitch into the next stitch. So you will have to repeat this pattern, which is making 2 chains and a slip stitch next until you reach the middle of the stem. So just keep repeat doing this. Now I'm at the middle of the stem and I'll make 2 chains, then turn your work and we will make a slip stitch on the other side of the chain. So here you will see the V stitch. So insert your hook into that V stitch and make a slip stitch. And again you will have to repeat this pattern, chain 2 and slip stitch next until you reach the start. Now I'm at the start, and before moving on to the next step, please press your flower like this so it will be in shape. And now let's attach the keychain. So if you're gonna make the ribbon paper, you don't need to attach keychain here, but I will leave this part for those who want to use only flowers for the bouquet without the ribbon paper. So bring your keychain like this and then pull up the loop a little, then remove the hook and insert your hook into a ring from the keychain and pull the yarn like this. Then after that, make a slip stitch into the next stitch, chain 1 or make a slip stitch into the next stitch. And now the lavender part is finished, so chain 1 and cut the yarn. And don't forget to weave in the ends. Now let's make tulip or rose. First, make 15 chains and make slip stitch in each and every stitch or each and every back bump, and you will get like this. And when you reach the last stitch, insert your hook and attach another yarn like this. So if you use red color, I think this flower will be similar to rose. So after attaching the yarn, chain 2 and make 6 double crochets in the same stitch. So insert your hook into this and then make a double crochet. When you make the stitch, put the tails on the hook so you don't need to weave in the ends. So please keep repeating this stitch until you got a total of 6 double crochets. After making 6 double crochets, cut the tails and fold the stitches like this. Then make a slip stitch into the second chain of chain 2. But here I make a reverse slip stitch, I don't know why. So to make a reverse slip stitch, insert your hook into the first double crochet and then pull the loop into this stitch. So this becomes a reverse slip stitch. But you can use the normal slip stitch too. So after this, chain 1 and cut the yarn and hide the tail inside the flower. Now let's move on to making these heart flowers. First, we're going to start off with the magic ring. So wrap the yarn around your 2 fingers like this. Put your thumb on the eggs. Wrap it till the other end. And now let's make 2 chains. So pull this yarn to the front and make 2 chains. So yarn over and pull through the loop and you made the first chain. Then again yarn over and pull through the loop and you made the second one. Now remove the ring from your fingers and let's make a double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook into the ring, pull the yarn and pull up. Now you got 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops, and you made 1 double crochet. Now let's make 2 half double crochets. So again, yarn over and insert your hook into this magic ring, then pull the yarn and pull up. Now you got 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all these 3 loops, and you made a half double crochet. Since the pattern said 2 half double crochets, we will make another one. Now I'm making the second half double crochet. Then after that, let's make 1 double crochet. For the double crochet, we yarn over and pull through first 2 loops, and then yarn over again and pull through the last 2 loops. Then we will repeat the pattern, which is making 2 half double crochets. So now I'm making the first half double crochet, and this is my second half double crochet. And lastly, make 1 double crochet. After making all these stitches, pull the yarn to close the ring, and you will get a mini heart. And to end this, please make 2 chains, 1 and 2, then make a slip stitch in this magic ring. So insert your hook into the magic ring and you pull the yarn and pull through the ring and also pull through the loop. So this is how you make the slip stitch. Then after that, cut the yarn and hide the tail on the round side of the heart. Now let's crochet the stem and find a stitch on the round side. It can be any stitch you want. And I chose this stitch and I insert my hook into the stitch like this. Then grab your green yarn and let's make a slip knot. So wrap the yarn around your 2 fingers. Then this time, pull the yarn through this loop and you got a slip knot. You can adjust the size of the loop, and now let's attach it to the hook. So to attach it, you just put it like this, and I adjust the size again. Then after that, you pull the slip knot like this. Then to secure this, make 11 chains or more. If you want longer stem, you can add more chains. For me, I will just make 11 chains, but if you want longer, please add about 15 or 20 chains. After making 11 chains, skip the first one and make a slip stitch in the second chain. And please repeat making slip stitches in each and every chain. After making 10 slip stitches, chain 1 and cut the yarn. Before you cut these tails, make sure to secure them by weaving in the ends. Then after this, you take the multi-purpose glue and stick those tails on the glue, and then you cut them. So now you got the heart flower. You can also use other colors to make this. Now let's move on to making this wrapping paper. Well, actually it's not a paper, it's crocheted. But anyway, let's start with white yarn and first make a slip knot. After making slip knot, let's start making the chains. For me, I will just make 21 chains because my flowers are not that long, but if you made bigger or longer flowers, you can add more chains, but the number of the chains must be the odd number. So for my one, I'm making 21 chains. After making the chains, you can check the length by measuring like this and make sure that the wrapping paper is bigger than the flower. Now let's start row 1. Skip the first chain and make a single crochet into the second one. Then after that, make one single crochet in the third chain. So we will repeat making single crochet until we got a total of 10. But for those who make longer chains, you will have to make single crochet stitches for half of your chains. So for me, I made 21 chains, but I skipped one, so I have 20 chains, and now I'm making 10 single crochets. So half of my chains will be for single crochets and the other half will be for the double crochet. So after making single crochets on the half of my chains, now I will make double crochet in each stitch on the rest of my chains. So here, this is what it looks like after row 1. For row 2, make 2 chains and 10 your work. Then we will make double crochets on the double crochet stitch and single crochets on the single crochet stitches. These are the double crochet stitches and there are 10 double crochets on the row 1. So now I will continue making 10 double crochets again for row 2. And after 10 double crochets, I will make 10 single crochets on the single crochet stitches from row 1. So now I finished making 10 double crochets and I finished half of my stitches. Now for the other half, I will make single crochet each. Now we finish row 2, and for row 3, make 1 chain. We make 1 chain because we end with single crochet stitches. Then after that, 10 your work and make 10 single crochets again, or make single crochets for half of the stitches, and for the other half make 1 double crochet each. So for this wrapping paper, you will just have to repeat row 2 and 3. Now I'm making row 3, so after row 3 I will repeat row 2, and after row 2 you just repeat row 3. So just keep repeating row 2 and 3 until you got a total of 10 rows from the beginning to the end. But if you are making bigger, you can either add more rows, or if you're making smaller, you can add less rows, and it depends on the flower you make. For my flowers, I will just make a total of 10 rows. Now I finished making 10 rows and my wrapping paper is bigger than the flowers, so I will stop here and I will add the last round for this wrapping paper, and also I will show you how to add the keychain ring. So now chain 1 and let's make single crochet in each and every stitch around the wrapping paper. So now in these stitches there is no exact stitch, you just put any hole you see and you have to make a single crochet in that hole. So here I just insert my hook and I make a single crochet. So just make single crochet in any hole you see. And when I reach the middle of this top part, I will add a keychain ring. So to add the keychain ring, after you reach the middle, you stop making single crochet, grab the keychain ring, and then I insert my hook into the keychain. Then I will pull this loop through this keychain loop, and there you go. This is how I attach the keychain, and to secure it I will make 1 chain. Then I will continue making single crochet in each and every stitch around the whole wrapping paper. So please make single crochet in each and every stitch around until you reach the starting point. Now I'm at the start and I finished making single crochets. So lastly, make a slip stitch and chain 1 and cut the yarn, then weave in the ends. Now arrange the flowers on the wrapping paper, and if you are satisfied with the arrangement, use glue and stick them on the wrapping paper so they will not fall out when you are using this as a keychain. After sticking them with the glue, we will move on to tying this bouquet. So grab a long thread, and this is how I tie the bouquet. First I tie 1 or 2 knots, and then I will wrap it tightly using these 2 tails. And when I finished wrapping, I will tie a ribbon. So now I finished tying the bouquet, and I will do some finishing touch-ups like cutting the tails and making those tails neat and tidy. So this is the end of my mini bouquet tutorial. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and also mention me on social media if you finished making this. See you all in my next video. Bye bye!